Hi, everyone, and welcome to Cristina Muntean TV for your weekly dose of inspiration. This week, we are celebrating a somehow pretty dark anniversary. It is 1 year since the Czech Republic went into its first hard lockdown. This is why in this video, I would like to go with you through three major leadership lessons that I personally learned last year from everything that unfolded after March 8th. First of all, during that week from March 8th to March 13th, all the deals that I had contracted for the rest of the year got canceled or postponed. This was the initial shock of the COVID crisis. And I must say that this is a very scary place to be in business. So the first lesson that I learned is that when a crisis hit, you need to hit back, and you need to do that fast. On the 11th of March, I organized 3 virtual workshops dedicated to HR specialists on how to turn crisis into an opportunity. At one of those workshops, a future client came and she was inspired by what we discussed there. A few days later, she booked 29 workshops for her organizations. More, the same company decided to pay invoices within 24 hours because they wanted to help their business partners. So with one virtual workshop offered for free, I had the incredible chance to attract a new client with a major deal and who also decided to put on the table the payment of the invoice within 24 hours, which honestly saved my cash flow. This was a point of inflection in business that it still draws chills on my spine when I'm thinking about it. So when a crisis hit, you need to hit back and do it fast. Second, we've got to care. This is the second lesson that I've learned. And I go back to the client who decided to cover invoices within 24 hours. They cared about their ecosystem. They cared about their suppliers. And in my case, they really helped me to save my business. And this is the same politics that I applied as well during last year. In fact, I invested at the end of the year when I drew the line, I looked back and I saw that I invested more than 30% of my time doing pro bono work for various organizations who required support or people who were simply in a dire place in their career. So caring in a crisis situation is really something that will take us forward because we need to help people when they need help. And not when we find it suitable for us to be there for people. And third, and perhaps the most important lesson that I needed to remember to remind myself of as well was we need to learn to focus our attention only on the things that we can influence. This was perhaps, in fact, the most challenging thing to explore last year, with so much of external factors unfolding upon us, with the COVID crisis, with the economic crisis deepening, with the elections in the United States, it simply felt like an overwhelming year. And it was almost impossible not to look at the outside factors. Now, the problem is that when you look at the outside factors, you do feel overwhelmed, and it's very, very hard to actually come back to yourself so you can map your resources and make decisions. And this is, in fact, what we need to do. When what is happening outside is truly overwhelming, we need to be able to bring our attention back to the things that we can truly influence. And that can be our health, like, exercising more or, eating healthier food, drinking enough water, sleeping better. We can influence the way we interact with the people around us. We can influence, we can choose with whom we decide to have interactions, and with whom perhaps we just don't want to be in contact anymore because it's not a healthy relationship. So by bringing our attention from the big ocean out there back onto us and on the things that we can influence, we can really lead better our own behavior, our lives, and our businesses. So for me, these were three of the most important leadership lessons that happened last year. And I will be very happy to continue this month in developing more ideas connected with what is going on. The Czech Republic is right now in the third hard lockdown. The mood in the society is quite gloomy, and we see failures in societal political leadership. Um, so, a year into crisis, we can only go back to the things that we've learned, and remember to do the right thing, to care about people, and to focus on um, the things that we can truly influence. See you next week.